Ever wonder what your day would be like with Boom Radio? Yep, us too. We don't think about nightmares.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ododo Balogun. You're welcome to the Bomba today. With me in the studio is Happy Children's Day though, because at the end of the day, everybody's a child in your own right.
Yeah.
So why don't you give everybody public holiday though?
They gave us, we refused to use those. We didn't accept ours.
When did they give you?
They gave us
Where, when, how?
our national holiday.
Children's Day is not a national holiday. Don't be deceived.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
You are not in primary school or secondary school.
I thought so. Dolopo. Right. Sometimes you feel young again. You know.
Sorry, don't feel young today. They are reminding you that you are not young. You ain't got any holidays. You ain't got holidays. Don't deceive yourself.
Okay. You know what? Hala. Oh wow. Good afternoon. My name is Tokunbo Jekele. Welcome. Wherever you are, come enjoy. You can enjoy this show, though. Come on.
My name is Shola Rogers, and on behalf of all of us, the children, we are saying thank you for giving us half the day. We hope you guys can extend it to 1 week. I'm somebody's child.
All the children.
All the children. I'm somebody's child.
Why you seem to be trying to convince yourself?
Because I need a gift.
Why do you
need somebody to gift me.
Anyway, which way, welcome to the bar today. We're going to be talking about a few things. It is Children's Day, so if that conversation comes around, we will talk about it. Also, one of the major things we're going to be talking about today is the federal government. The federal government seems to not be in a very good terms with the governors in respect to local government issues. Also, there is a conversation which will openly dovetail into still talking about the local government issues. The Attorney General of the Federation has something to say about those elections as well. The Kano Emirship. What?
It's the Sorry.
The Kano Emirship, the conversation is still ongoing. There's still a lot of back and forth around it. Also, the federal government seems to have suspended Air Nigeria indefinitely. So we will talk about that as well, and a few other things. Hopefully, if time permits us, a few sporting events that happened over the weekend. We would also get around to that as well. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. And shout out to the people that were looking for me earlier. I was not deported to Ekiti. I'm right here, a flesh and blood. I want to go to Ekiti, I go to Ekiti on my own volition, and I come back on my own volition.
Do you plan to go to Ekiti, Dolupo?
Why not?
I just asked.
Why not? I go a lot.
It shouldn't pain you now. Small pain. The guy was right.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, all right.
Thanks.
Mention it.
I have no words. Anyway, so we're going straight into today's gist. I have no words for you people. The federal government has sued 36 governors at the Supreme Court. Basically, the main issue is that they're asking for total autonomy of the local government. So according to the federal government, they're saying that a lot of states, which we know that states are saddled with the responsibility of the local government elections.
That's your AI.
Okay. Now,
I need to apologize, actually. I let myself down and I let you guys down, so please forgive me.
Okay, so basically what they're saying is that because a lot of governors do not conduct these elections, they do not also a lot of people that conduct these elections do not give so much autonomy to the local government.
Yes.
But specifically for people that do not conduct elections, and every month they still get the allocations for the local governments. What they're saying is that if you do not have local government chairman or you do not have proper structures in the local government, why is the money going to the state in the first place?
True. And many of them I don't want to call it disbanded, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
They run with chairman, local-based chairman, and put off completely all the structures on the local base.
Yeah, we see it a lot in virtually every state. It has become a thing. It's almost has become a conversation for governors, or another source of income for governors, where they just tap into the local government funds and nobody asks them anything. And I think this is the way forward. And looking back, remember that last week we spoke about how the National Assembly were talking about amending the Electoral Act. Saying that the national body INEC should conduct these elections. And I think it's something that needs to be done. I know that SR talked about why can't we all have elections around the same time? Let everybody attend this
at the same time.
Exactly. Yes. And talking about the Attorney General was the one that instituted, on behalf of the federal government, instituted this case against the 36 governors. Now, what they're even now going on saying that what he is even saying is that the state electoral bodies need to be scrapped. That is the state electoral bodies that the governors used to perpetrate a lot of these ills in their states. Now, Peterman says, welcome back from Ekiti, Madam Deluko. I did not go to Ekiti. When I go to Ekiti, I will let you know. In fact, I'll make a video from Ekiti. I don't go to Ekiti. Stop peddling lies.
Is the fight?
That's too harsh. That's too harsh.
What if
I saw no.
That's too harsh. You see what he's
said
now?
no. He said, and I saw. If you think I did not see, I saw it. That I was deported to Ekiti. I saw it.
He said, "Pastor, was it pastor? What deported you? Somebody deported you."
No, he was talking to him. He said, "Apostle, they deported."
Apostle, I meant.
Anyway, I'm not deported, as you can see in flesh. Thanks.
Anyway, I think.
BT616 says nobody even asked about me. I've been missing for some weeks. I was going to say, because even this handle looks different. The name, even the way the name is written, is completely different from the way it used to be written before. Apologies, actually. I hope that you're good. We really, really hope that you're good, actually. What is the problem?
Nothing. It's strange. I thought he was here last week.
No, not seen him in a couple of days, actually. We've not heard from me in a couple of days. I was going to say, when I saw his comments earlier on Phoenix Sports, that the name looks different than the way he used to write it. Maybe something happened to his page, but welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so basically the Attorney General is predicating on 27 grounds. And he's saying that the president is saddled with the responsibility to uphold the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution.
Yeah.
So everything that the onus falls on the federal government to make sure that everything is done by the law. That's why they're going to the courts. They're basically accusing state governors of gross misconduct and abuse of power.
You have a comment.
Okay. And when enemies hijacked my email, so sorry.
Two-step verification, please.
Please.
So it doesn't happen again.
Yes, please. It's very, very important.
Yeah. This is a major win. If I have to claim it personally, but also for us at the bar, we have been advocating for this for about 4 or 5 years now. if I am not mistaken. Because having studied, the structure of governance and government in Nigeria, understanding how there's a misconception that every Tom, Dick, and Harry has that Mr. President, whoever he is, it was under Buhari, under Jonathan, under Obasanjo, any president, is the cause of all their problems. The road in front of their house, even if their house is a trunk D road, it's the president that should fix it. Oh, there's no health center. Oh, it's the president. Primary health care, is supposed to be the work of the local government. So it's been a job that we have taken on personally to create awareness and educate people. But it will only always be advocacy until something serious is done about it. And one of the things that could have been done is what the federal government is doing now. Basically, they're not doing anything new. They're just going back to the law to say, what does the law say about this, and this? Let us remove this obstacle, but let's also push, what is written.
And according to the Attorney General, I just wanted to add to what you said. He was basically talking about how it is actually undemocratic what the governors are doing.
So, that is exactly what I was trying to say.
Careful.
The problem is that the local governments have been destroyed. We talked about it 2 weeks ago here. How, the governors are killing the local government. It is a system. It is systemic. It's not... They found out that there was a loophole in the system which allowed them to be in charge of elections within their own borders. And it's crazy. If you allow... And this also speaks to the need for us to think well about state police that we're trying to do. Now that the state has its own electoral commission since 1999, some governors did 8 years without conducting a single local government election.
Oh, yeah.
Some
when they're on the way out.
That's when they will remember. You think they forgot? They did not. So what they do is always put administrators in place. Go and check now. Go as we speak now. One of my favorite governors is the governor of Kwara State. I think he's doing amazing. But he just recently appointed administrators again. Do you understand? To local government, is it not better to follow the law? And these are the same people that will come and remind the federal government, by law, you're supposed to give us this amount of money. And this is where the problem lies. You see, the problem is with the organization of that election. So if a governor can, supervise local government elections in his state, he knows who is going to win. Go and check it. In every state, except for Abuja, where they have a split, there are 4 local governments there. There's 2 APC chairmen and there are 2 PDP chairmen there. Go and check the states proper. If the governor is PDP, all the local government people are PDP. And how is that possible? Then when they now do state elections, you find out that governor got 380-something thousand votes, and the person that's next to him got 280-something thousand, winning X number of local governments.
So you're not wondering that what happened.
How can he win local governments and lose some as a governor, but get a clean sweep?
Exactly. And
your state is a very good example.
It happens
the
everywhere.
APC, whether by arrangement or not, won a lot of seats, federal seats there. And local seats went to PDP. Then they now did the elections, the local government election, and it was a clean sweep for the PDP. It's the same thing in Lagos. You see that the APC governor conducts an election, and the entire local governments are won by APC. How is it possible?
How is it possible?
There must be places, because if you look at it, for instance, the Federal House of Rep, they have about 2 or 3 Labour Party members. At least I know of the guy in Ibejuleki.
Yeah, in Ethiopia.
The guy in Oshodi is also Labour. So how come they will now do local government elections and
are they not the same set of people that vote?
So
I wanted to let me read.
And that's where the problem lies.
An excerpt from what the Attorney General says. It says, to achieve this, many experts have proposed that there is a need for the scrapping of the State Independent Electoral Commission. The functions and powers should be transferred to the Independent National Electoral Commission, because the State Independent Electoral Commission remains an appendage to every incumbent governor. This is perceived as the root cause of the problem of local government administration in Nigeria.
For me, I think somebody has been sleeping and somebody has woken up. Because, right from the onset, we have toyed with the fact that the local government have not been replicating the democracy, as it were.
Yeah.
And so if the federal government can wake up and say, all governors, we are taking you to court, right? They want a permanent solution to this problem. It's a lot of problems. And interestingly, everybody in government, when I say government, now serving, even from presidency up and down, they already passed through that system.
Yeah.
They saw the system work against and also for them. This system has been in place for a long time, maybe even from military era as well. We had those things working, okay? But if they are going to wake up now and say no to this situation, personally, I applaud this. I applaud this. And going back to what we have been talking about, we talked about the Electoral Commission, right?
Yeah.
Here before, where I remember Shola was very vehement about scrap them, completely scrap them. Let us face something else entirely. And this is the right time to, and I think they are going about the right way. They have not used any fiat. They're actually going to court. So there will be some judgments coming in from
some
them,
judgments,
and then making it firm
that,
at the end of the day.
Even the National Assembly, please,
definitely.
I think these are the kind of things you need to expedite action on.
Yeah.
And read like 1, 2, do the first, second, and third reading the same day. Not national anthem.
Just as we did the national anthem.
Do you get
back to back?
I honestly think that these are the kind of things, and for
you're
you to sit down like
correct.
this, it's obvious that whether we like it or not, it's something that I've said over and over again. You can't have complete turnaround, and you can't have complete growth and development without the development of the local government.
If peradventure they allow the Independent National Electoral Commission at the national level, conduct local government elections, picture the ability of people who don't even have godfathers, but who are actually very popular. At the local government level, some local governments, they get to have about 18 to 21 councillors. So the constitution of the assembly at the local government could be as colorful as possible.
Yeah.
And what that means is that now people can actually come out. People who are afraid that a party was going to corner it can actually come out to say, you know what, I am well known in my neighborhood and I know the problems here. I want to go and become a councillor and, do what I can.
Do a lot of things.
The same thing with the chairman of the local government. The guy goes, now I can compete because they're not going to sit down and write some numbers.
Yeah,
Because
imagine
Yes,
if
you are
the
right.
way we have elections, we have
confidence.
general elections this week, there's federal elections, the next week there's state elections, the week after the local government elections. Let everybody, the way everybody votes, we vote like that. You will see a complete change in the results that come out in the local government. And especially when people can categorically come and people can ask questions.
Boldly ask questions.
People can ask questions.
And also compete favorably for seats and make their policies known. My question is, why have we done this to ourselves for this long?
Well, it's a money-making venture for some people.
For the governors.
And again, you see, if the governors were smart, if they were brainy, they would have actually deployed sensible and hardworking people to the local governments. A big shout out to Lagos. Even if I feel that their elections are one way, the achievements of local government chairman in Lagos is bigger than some governors that you've heard of.
And I think that the problem is that I won't call it a problem. I think that everybody's eye is on Lagos. So one thing happens to Lagos State, the whole world has a problem with it. I think that's where the issue exactly.
I saw a primary healthcare center that was built by a local government chairman in Lagos. I've seen 3 now, and I tell you, there are some state healthcare centers that are not half as good as these ones.
That's true.
There's a guy who I think is from Kwara who was a chairman in Lagos. And he had built something like that is it Koshofe or one of these local government? And of course, when I looked at it, I had to promote it. Someone was like, you don't collect money. I said, whatever you want to say. This is a local government.
Some governors have not built what's it called? What those people build. And that's the truth. And I still keep saying it. How, imagine if at least there is one hospital, not even a primary healthcare center, in every local government. There is a state-of-the-art primary, secondary school in every local government. You know, these are things that
development is fast. It will move.
It makes it easier.
Added to all this, Dolopo, and my other beautiful angle is, we see where the money flows and how the money is distributed now. Something you read that as part of what the CGN said or Attorney General said. Right now, money will be coming in, okay, and to the governors, right? No, this time they want to take it back straight to the local governments, and they will be able to show exactly how transparent they've been and what they have used the money for. If you pack all this money as we had been doing before, give to governors to now, as they say, distribute to their local government bases, they will never, one, we don't even know if it gets to them at all, and two, there's this godfatherism touch that I still feel. So, it's different from, I have followed this man has followed me. I think he's a party member, loyal party member, and he's the chairman of this local government, so I will release funds to him first.
Yeah,
to do what he wants to do.
The thing that I see and I believe is that even if you give the money directly to the local governments, for as long as the governor was the one that conducted the election that brought this person in, they are beholden. They will have to take returns back or whatever.
Exactly.
But if the elections are conducted in a way that I'm a local government chairman and I don't send my governor because one, he's not giving me money.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Then I understand the IGR. Remember here,
even if you belong to his party, even if you belong to his party,
even if I belong to his party,
the interesting thing is that still talking about
the IGR that I can generate as a local government chairman, and the federal allocation that I'm getting. Come on, Mr. Governor, make it
double for you.
Exactly.
I don't need him for re-election.
So talking about this, there's a one-day national dialogue on the security challenges that's happening today. Also, the Speaker of the House of Representatives had talked about how even insecurity worsens and all that because there are no proper structures in the local government.
Yes, now, at the local government level, you can actually, within law, you can actually have sheriffs and all of those people that are properly trained and all of that. Even at the local government level, you can work with the state commissioners of police to say, okay, you know what? I want to create a special fund. Give us 500 policemen. We will be paying them this X amount from our own coffers to show up whatever you are giving them.
Yes.
We need the local government to be a microcosm of what the state and federal is.
The state government.
The councillors are already legislators anyway.
Yeah, we already keep saying it. The amount of what's the word now? The amount of illegality that goes on with the governors, things that even a whole president cannot get away with. This governors.
One of the reasons why that happens is that all eyes are on the federal. All eyes are on the federal. Everybody, people sit down in far-flung places and they start to criticize the federal,
which is true.
It's fine, but if they use half of that energy, a fraction of it, to criticize their own state governors, then take it beyond that.
Exactly.
The beauty of it is again that at the local government level, I can actually drive up there, or we as a group of people can go to the chairman of the local government to say,
what
is happening now?
Exactly.
Or we can demand to see our councillor to say, Mr. Councillor, when you campaigned, this is what you said. Remember that your election is coming very soon anyway. We dey here, they wait for you. Exactly. And the guy knows that he can't come back to campaign because he didn't even deliver on any of the promises. So the local government is what is easy. When we had flooding issues in this neighborhood, the chairperson of the local government came through. The House of Assembly, we had one-on-ones with them. But can you even get the federal or state people to come through? We must make the local government work. Local governments must work.
It definitely has to work.
It's about the people. What we want is what we want. and we have to make it work. Otherwise,
it's really about the people.
It's about the
It's
people.
about the people.
It's about the people. And before you
Think
move away
about
from
it.
this, before
Yeah.
you move, because I know your body language, when you do like this, I want
Yeah,
to
we're
change topic.
moving.
Before you change topic, it's about the people. And this is the reason why I'm going to say this is that this is why you see all those MMM and all those scams will happen. You say, what's the business of MMM with politics? I'll tell you, just wait. The people have this mentality of automation. They want everything to happen automatically. We don't vote for president. Oh yeah, now relax now, make it give us work. Relax now, make it build road. No, you have to keep them on their toes. Still, it's government by the people for the people and of the people. It's the same mentality when you have the local government and the state government officials who you think because you have voted for them, they will automatically do your bidding or they will do what they promise.
Yes.
We need to keep them on their toes.
They
you
go
know,
to sleep
so if
when they get there.
if you didn't believe in automating your income through illegal means, then you should also not believe in government working for you automatically. If you demand it, you will get it. One of the best things that I saw in Lagos during Fashola was the 100 days briefing. Every 100 days there was a briefing. Do you understand? Now another beautiful thing I have seen in Lagos now is that 2 weeks ago, all through 2 weeks and last week, every single commissioner had to come out and render
to render
a report
account, yes,
of this
what
is what I have done in the last 1 year.
Precisely.
And it's not happening at the federal level.
Precisely.
We need this everywhere. Stop praising and worshiping these people. Oh, Alex Otti is fantastic.
Let's know what
Demola
you've
Deleke
done.
is great. Sanwo-Olu is super.
And also-
None of them
And also,
are any of those things.
Yeah.
They are
They
the ones
pay
that
for
you
the
need to
work.
call out. And even Tinubu himself.
And
call them out.
And you see, so added to that, Shola, is the fact that this portal that was open, okay, that assesses their performances, okay, was was an open canker. People boldly said, "Mr. Man in charge of power, you have failed." And the fact is this: it's not about the policies or your promises that you have made over time. It is the impact of those policies on the lives of the people. What has happened is that they always will say, I will do this, I will do this, we have done this. No, don't, oh God, listen to me. Have you delivered? Have I felt it? All the barbers and hairdressers, are they still using their generators to power things, you know? I'm just talking about, I will go down to that level. People need to understand that it's about the impact of what you have started and how it's affected the people. It's about the people.
Yeah, so talking about stuff that is affecting the people from federal government, from the stables of the Ministry of Interior. They are talking about how from June of 2024, there's going to be commencement of home delivery of passports.
Yeah, it's already happening abroad anyway. Nigerians in the diaspora have been getting their passports in the mail.
Yeah.
In the mail
so
and
it's
all of
time
that.
to get yours in the mail.
Some countries are still complaining. I spoke to someone in Germany who complained about how hard it is to still get a Nigerian passport. They should take this as feedback, you know. But in Nigeria, with the restructuring and reorganization of that entire system, it would be a nice thing. My passport is expired, and I'm deliberately waiting for this thing that they said. I will wait until when I actually see that they've kicked it off, and I'll use myself as a guinea pig, see how we can actually test the system to see that it actually works. And if it does, it will be a far departure from what we have known for all the decades that we have spent in this country.
Yeah. It is.
Going by what you said.
If you look back how people, how people used to travel
don't tell me.
to go and get passport done. You will hear that it's easier in Ilorin, and I know people who gather themselves and go to Ilorin or Ekiti or whatever.
I left Lagos for Abuja with my daughter. At the nick of time, we spent extra 2 weeks
to get passports,
and we're on the queue. So for every day we were there, we were paying extras into the hotel.
Yes, now.
Things you didn't find them. So for me, if this is happening, and you have said some people are beginning to see the impact of this, I give a big applause to that ministry. They are just getting it right.
So talking about what people have done. Still, the federal government, through the Minister of Aviation, has now officially announced that Air Nigeria is being suspended indefinitely. It's official now.
There is no way Air Nigeria would have worked the way the former Minister of Aviation went about it. We also must realize that this is 2024.
24.
We need a flag carrier. We agree.
Yes.
And the best way is to work with the private sector. I know that eventually they went to get Ethiopian Airlines and all of that. But one of the things that I didn't like, it felt like a charade, was that they flew in a plane that was being tracked, and they put the Nigerian flag on it. Then they did
They painted it.
In aviation, I think they took that thing literally. When someone buys a car, many years ago, they say,
yeah.
And means that we're going to wash your car.
We're going to celebrate.
They actually do.
Celebrate.
And the washing of the car is you buying drinks people drinking it.
It's going to be at your expense.
Your car will still
when
remain.
it comes to planes, they actually wash it.
That's why I'm going. That your car remains dirty or clean, but the washing is in the drinks.
It's in the drinks and the food.
That's the
yeah.
But in aviation, they actually wear the plane. They wash the plane.
Yes, they do.
And they actually wash this plane, like a brand new plane.
Look.
And according to the minister,
3 days after,
nowhere to be found.
The plane was somewhere to be found. It was flying Ethiopian
Airlines.
So if I would, he said, and I quote, the airline was never a Nigerian airline, but an attempt to use a foreign airline to pose as Nigerian national airline. In fact, for me, I would even say that with the amount of things and the cankerworms that have come out with the former Minister of Aviation, it only makes sense that every single thing that was done under that administration needs to be checked and rechecked.
When you say suspension, when you say suspension, right? I know that suspension is just lay down hold. In my years of service, right? This is the first time suspension will come with a huge loss. Think about what we have lost by this mere pronouncement of a suspension. The things that, this thing you talked about, we're washing. Do you wash things for free?
It's water now.
It's water to wash.
They even have an office. I saw their office at the Abuja airport.
You saw the office there?
Yeah, they have an office in Nigeria.
It didn't come cheap, did it?
It's still there.
Okay. Now the emblem. You are into this design thing,
branding and all.
Branding and all.
It costs money.
It costs money. So when you are suspending,
it's could see souvenirs already and all that.
Letterheads.
Even the logo design cost them millions of naira.
That one that we saw.
It will be known as one airline that the only thing they achieved was to make face caps with logo.
Oh, they did. Oh, they definitely did.
See, let's get it right. I don't think they should kill the idea, but I think that they should just get it right.
Yes, according to what he said, he said that it doesn't make sense. The whole arrangement was not tidy. That's it. And the honest truth is that all in the name of wanting to push something out, if you don't do it properly, you get yourself to blame, and it will even be worse than the people that came. Sadly, or would I say, it would even be sadder because the aviation minister at the moment is a lawyer. It would be very embarrassing if he would go on with stuff that documents are shady.
I think that's why he's shouting about this now.
Yeah, and I think it's very, very, very important. Okay, so according to also the conversations that the electronic gates or e-gates at the Lagos and Abuja airports are already undergoing test runs. So for people traveling in and out of Nigeria, basically what they're saying is that once you're a Nigerian citizen coming into Nigeria with a Nigerian passport, you do not need to see anybody. Just put your passport on. There's supposed to be some electronic device where you put your passport, it will stamp it for you, take your picture, and you are out.
Oh, so human connection is a little bit
completely
off it.
Not a little bit off. I would
completely.
Completely.
I remember.
So, Auntie, what did you bring for us?
I remember flying. I remember flying from Madrid into the City of London airport, and of course, the City of London takes smaller planes than Gatwick or Heathrow, but it's in the city center, City of London and everything. And there are more EU people. Before they left EU, it was during the era of EU passport, you get.
Okay.
And on that flight, I think there were about 20-something of us. And about 4 planes landed almost the same time. Of the 20-something of us, there were 2 people from Brazil and there were 2 people from Nigeria. And you see, those 4 people, the time they spent with us, the entire 21 or so people that were left on that plane.
I can imagine.
I'm sure they had gotten home.
Gotten home.
As citizens,
I can
they
imagine.
were just strolling in.
Straight away.
I got to look and say, now, wow. now me be this.
Now you be this. So
It was more or less like an entire visa application again. Why were you refused in 1641? Why did Mongo Park not take your mommy to the
River Niger?
why did your daddy not? I'm like looking at myself. It's not your fault.
Yes,
But all the while, I just saw the citizens strolling in.
Exactly.
All
So
of them
even
carrying.
if the minute I'm carrying a Nigerian passport, when I enter Nigeria,
Oh my God.
I shouldn't be on a long queue.
Almost see, this is public service announcement. If I'm coming back, when I'm coming back to this country after going out and coming back, I will be dragging my bag slowly. To bury any human being in any form, shape, or color that even want to say good morning, don't greet me.
Please don't go
You
there.
people's greeting in the airport, dollar low man
Very
dollar.
expensive. Very expensive.
I'm serious.
greeting.
Oh,
So this
is it a taboo to hold a green passport?
even in your own country.
What's in your country?
What do you have for us? No.
No, I don't
Nothing.
bring nothing.
I did not go to work. Even if I went to work, did I go to work for you?
Because of you.
Are you the reason why I travel?
Are you my child? It's today Children's Day.
I'm somebody's children now. I am a children too.
Really,
got-
it would
you know,
be,
a
it would
wise
be
man-
amazing.
A wise man once sang a song
A wise man again?
somewhere in Benin.
That same man is wise
A
man.
wise man. There are many wise men. A wise man.
A wise
He said, I am a children of God
We're moving
and
on.
we are a child
We
of
are
God.
moving
So
on.
all of us are child while he is a children.
Eclipse this, please. Eclipse this thing.
Peter Man is talking to you. He says,
Oh my
"Isn't Apostle from Togo? You are still a foreigner."
Well, you see, there are Yoruba people in Togo. And
Yes,
if you say
yes.
I'm from Togo, there are
Basic.
Yoruba people there.
Basic.
That was FJ.
So that
That was
one, you
FJ.
understand? So that's okay. That's okay. But now Otuba, now they talk to you like, hey, oh Otuba, wow. There's a problem.
Apostle Otumba.
Apostle Otuba.
Every doctor knows at some point.
Otumba doctor. Oh my God.
Okay.
That's good.
Just wanted to put this out there. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has commenced investigation into derailment of the Abuja-Kaduna train. That happened over the weekend. So did not know what happened there. We've not heard any funny incident around that place in a while.
Two things that the National Security Advisor and the Nigerian Security Network need to really step up on is the protection of the rail lines beyond what you think is normal and the grids. And when I'm talking about the grid, I'm talking about what we call power line.
Power line, yeah.
Do you understand? You know, those towers that carry
Those things,
the 33 kVA and all of
they're
that.
very, very,
They are soft targets now for criminals.
Yes.
It is alleged that the thing that happened on that Kaduna Abuja rail is actually an act of sabotage. It is alleged. There are eyewitnesses that claim that it was sabotage. But you know, the NRC deserves a lot of kudos. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, their men handled it superbly, and they were able to quickly move their people from one coach to the other, and you know, and the Nigerian army responded so fast, you know. So, but now monitoring the rail lines, we're clamoring for development and infrastructural development and everything. But there are people who don't want it to happen.
there are people who don't want it to happen.
So there's a lot of work to be done in the area
chaos.
of monitoring
Oh,
and
yes.
securing our
okay.
infrastructure.
Saboteurs are everywhere.
Yeah, so Oluwajomelojumedubi says we need to get this channel to 100k subs. You people tell the truth, and that's what I love about your streams. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on from that.
Before you move on, the man said 100k subs. You all heard it. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Share the video. Share it. Share it to your friends. Let us
share the Gary.
Let us share the love.
Share the Gary.
Yeah, so moving on from that quickly. Now we're going all the way to Kano, where a lot of things happened over the weekend.
That's one.
So, it's official. We know that.
Dolupa, I have a problem with you.
What's the problem?
And the whole word we hear today.
What's the problem?
It's Kano that you don't mention like that. You don't mention we're going to Kano, where a lot of things happen. You don't talk about Kano in this current time like that. You talk about Kano with a lot of respect.
Okay.
When you want to talk about Kano now, you say Game of Thrones season 14 part XYZ.
Okay.
You just say we are going to Kano.
Okay.
It's Kano. Kano wa kere nu gbogbo bi drama one.
Kokere at all.
So correct yourself.
Let's talk to
Correct
Kano.
yourself. Correct
BT616
yourself.
says, why didn't Dolupa read my comments? Okay, which one? I did.
We didn't see it though.
Oh, the only one I saw was when you said you were missing.
Guys are still holding
oh,
the
you
line.
said our enemies hijacked my email.
Oh,
that one I did read that. So I'm so sorry.
It's network.
Since you are not even here listening to it.
I think he talked about two-step verification.
Yes, two-step verification.
It really does help a lot, and especially when you get mails that you did not initiate, it's time to leave those things. For the past 2-3 weeks, take for example, I think bookings.com or something, I've been getting mails almost every day asking me to that there's a code, confirm. I'm not booking anything.
Hey. Again.
Oh, it says, I posted another one. I think you should please check.
Please post again. We didn't see it.
We didn't see it.
I also want to beg you guys, now that we're talking about it, please, in your social media, when you see a link sent by anybody, even someone you know, please don't click on it.
Yes.
At times, you see a link that looks like Instagram. They'll say Instagram something.
Not everything.
It's a no, any link. Don't click on it.
Don't click on it.
Don't click on it, because at times it's a phishing link, and the instant you
it's gone.
Yeah, please, let's
stay safe out
let's
there.
stay safe.
Two-step verification.
Yes.
Don't click on links.
Now, so talking about Kano State, a few things happened.
The Kano State.
Thank
you.
Okay, BT616. I was saying Black Americans, they get Gbadjo and Niger birth certificates. They collect Niger passport. Oh wow.
Hey.
Okay, didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
I think.
Wow.
Oh, he said. I think YouTube censored my comments.
Yeah,
maybe that's what happened.
Probably.
Okay, that is quite something.
That's a big one, though. And
that is something.
I think we need to play this up.
What?
And we need to reach out.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember, it was the same Kano where a few weeks ago we had spoke about it, where it said it's rampant in Atlanta. Wow. I know that in Kano State, remember that there were about a few government officials that were arrested because they were helping non-Nigerians get national identity card numbers that those ones would then use to get passports.
Yeah.
This was just a few weeks ago.
And not just passports. Those same people will also use it to get voters cards.
Voters cards and all that.
Is somebody listening?
So it's I will not.
It's a strong allegation. Well,
it's
ATL is like our base.
Yeah,
that's where you get your Nigerian documents.
Everything, yes.
It's a very serious one. The Ministry of Interior, the immigration definitely needs to look into these things. Maybe it's time that you start asking. Go and bring your grandparents from your village.
You remember there was a time we had Oluwole
in
Lagos.
Yeah.
Oluwole papers.
Yeah, but you know that with biometrics, those things should
I'm just getting there.
But you know, the angle that he has gone to is the birth certificate thing. And that's a big problem.
That's a big
problem. So now it's why are the people issuing these certificates and all that? It's such a very, very serious one. I hope that something is being done. Okay, so he says it's so easy to get a Niger birth certificate now. Badre Affidavit, they charge $60 for all the documents. Oh wow!
Are you kidding?
Sorry, shout out to people. I know that, but people really want to be Nigerians.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
To change now.
No, this is the next world. This is the next happening world. So they are projecting.
Oh wow! People actually want to. They actually want Nigeria passports.
I just said it. It's the next happening world.
Another line.
Oh, he said it's a $500 graduate package. It's very lucrative. Wow, it's sad. It's actually sad. Birth certificate and passport. Oh wow, that's really really sad. But
60 leaves.
The same passport we are looking for that some people don't have.
Same passport that some people don't have. It's sad though, but we will definitely see how much of this we can put out, and because now sadly the problem with those things is not even just immigration. It starts from how do those birth certificates come about.
And you want to pray that they are not working with local governments in Nigeria.
You
want to
are they
pray.
not the ones that issue birth certificates?
You want to pray.
Okay, we'll be here.
But really, anything can be replicated these days.
That's once. They don't even need
Certificates
to be. They don't even need to be replicated. Do they?
Right.
Are you sure it's not just going to the source itself? That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't even need.
No,
to be
beyond faking it. It's called
it.
a graduate.
It's
but,
fake.
But you can also get some of these things now. If you have an unscrupulous element within the system,
they will get you
they will issue. Yeah. I understand you. Yeah,
exactly.
All the names and everything will be detailed.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's still go back to Kano State, where over the weekend we saw that one Kano Emir is in Kano, another is in Nasarawa. The deputy governor accused the NSA of getting involved. He now going to retract his statements when the NSA said he's going to take it up. And I just have a few questions though. Okay, Peterman says, so Michelle Jalen becomes Michelle Dolupo Jalen from Abeokuta, and no red flag from my immigration office. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like the immigration also needs to do a better job at a lot of things that they do. But please, what did Dolupo enter this conversation?
It's just example now.
Example.
You're the one that's taking it personal.
What is shocking you?
Okay, I hear you people.
You're just taking it personal.
Anyway,
please continue. Please.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I know that they say that there is a smaller palace in Nasarawa State for the Kano Emirates. Remember that
for the Game of Thrones.
This new emir was banished to Nasarawa State and all that.
No, sorry, you mean the 14th emir.
The 14th emir was banished to Nasarawa State and all that. My issue is that why is your jurisdiction?
It's Kano. You are looking at it from the political. You must be looking at it from the cultural. It is Kano.
I get it that it's cultural.
Yeah.
But shouldn't, at this point, the governor of Nasarawa State send everybody out?
No, why?
Because it's a state. Because you are transferring your drama. You have left Kano and you are dragging into Nasarawa State.
That means you're just being sentimental.
I'm not being sentimental. It is another state completely. They are dragging another state into it.
No, I didn't say she shouldn't.
No, I'm not saying you said so.
Culturally, understanding
I was going
the
to
Emirates.
That's where I'm going as
Emirates.
well.
All those Emirates.
The cultural thing that he's raised is very vital. Very, very vital.
I'm not saying that it's not there, but we are working with boundaries these days. It is a different state. Then when Kano Emirates, take for example, the Oyo Empire went as far as the Oshu State. That's how large the Oyo Empire was. Exactly. Do you understand? In fact, there are parts of as far as I think if I'm correct, Kwara State. Exactly. Do you understand? That was the Oyo Empire then. Okay. You now come back now and say that because the Oyo Empire is not there anymore. Let everybody stay in their state.
Okay, so Dolupo, let's just check this for a minute. The Anyankwere is the king of Ikorodu. And peradventure, the people of Ijebu State get their state. And a chunk of Ikorodu is caught and now in Ijebu State, not even in Ogun State. What happens to the other kingdoms or the baales or the kings who are under Anyankwere?
Stay within your state.
They can't. Culture does not say that. Then wait again. Let me take you further back.
Where's the boundary?
There's no boundary with
There
culture.
has to be boundaries.
No. You are just
You are the one imagining the boundary.
You are driven by ordinary politics and
geographical
drawing
lines.
And I'm telling you that the Kano Emirate is beyond state lines.
True.
Again, take a look at it. There's a state somewhere in this midwestern part of Nigeria that their kings, when they die, are buried in another part of Nigeria. There's a state in this eastern part of Nigeria. There's a kingdom where when a person wants to become king, it goes somewhere to the north. Somewhere that is now north central. So it's beyond. Please, let us not allow what Oyibo has brought to destroy our culture and tradition. When you listen to kings in Benin Republic, when you listen to the kings there and what they go through and how they become kings, or even in Cote d'Ivoire, and even in Ghana, then you understand that, again, the white man came to cut the lines and everything, but they couldn't cut our bonds. Our blood is thicker than borderlines.
You are getting somewhere, Shola, that is very
Chief
touched for me.
Koko says,
who would imagine, who would have ever imagined, right? Yeah. That, and we said it here, I'm sorry, apologies, I'm going to hit it. The role of government and politics, right? In the cultural institutions of ownership. For me, it's just a tingling time bomb. It is just a time bomb.
It's looking like they'll probably get scrapped at some point. But Chief Koko says we don't need kings anymore. The Alafi can be confined to his palace by local government chairman.
He can, sadly.
Under the Nigerian law. BT616 says all Benin kings are buried in Ife.
Well, I was making references to different cultures, and so yeah.
So I'm just saying that because if you're not careful, we're going to see how drama in another state is going to be dragged. Another state.
You're the one that's looking at it along state lines.
Because if you're, but at the end of the day, by the time the drama comes and there could be violence, Nasarawa state is not going to look at it as it's under Kano Emirates. It's going to be that their state also has issues.
But the people
that's where I'm looking at it.
The people there know that it is beyond borderlines and state lines. You're the only one that is looking at it along that line.
They already know.
You understand? Look,
anyway,
Ekiti and Ondo used to be one state.
Yeah, sure.
Edo and Delta used to be Bendel state.
Apparently, yes, true. Apparently.
So, you see, I'm not going to allow what the government has done, becloud my knowledge of culture and tradition. Okay. Knowing that there was a time when everything that is now Delta was part of everything that is now Edo.
So, Peterman says the battle of 2027 don't begin.
Yeah.
It's
part of it.
Sadly, two people are being used, the way I'm looking at it, are being used as pawns in some other people's battle. The issue now is that what is going to happen? So, according to there's also the story of where the judge that announced the injunction is not even in Nigeria. Is it right?
We're not going to get tired of saying these things.
We got the judgment.
Oh, they got it.
They got
the certified true copy
the same day. Thank
you.
But
let's even look at
different time belts.
We won't get tired of talking about this thing. In my opinion, what I believe is that when Lamido Sanusi was removed by Ganduje, he moved. He did not contest. He didn't go to court. He didn't do anything. Understanding what culture is and how powerful the governor is. So he left, and they brought in his brother, in quote, Ado Bayero, whom they've shared a lot of bond
They're
together.
Cousins,
you get.
Literally.
So they brought in Ado Bayero, and Ado Bayero has been there for a couple of years. Ado Bayero should have left quietly, because the governor of the state has this power to do what he has done.
He does.
And he has repealed a law that made you what you are, but you have refused to go, so it's fine. Now you said you went to court, no problem. When they clarify everything, at the end of the day, the governor sadly still has the power to say you are no longer the emir. And I've been crying about how politics is messing up our cultural institutions. So he should have gone and just pray that his own person wins the next election.
And then they bounce this word too.
maybe it's Ganduje's guy that wins the next election in 2027. And he will now say, SLS, you are banished again.
The first thing he will do is to
No, we can't say the first thing he will, but it's possible.
He's just speaking.
Everything we've been talking about is just presupposing now that it's going to be part of the next agenda. That's the truth.
Shifowori Koko says, it's like me saying, because I'm a ruling Ekiti family, I can put my leg on Dolupo.
He has nothing to do with this.
I just knew that Shifowori Koko has an agenda. I knew all the while that, excuse me, sir, you have an agenda.
If I reel out my, what's it called for you?
Shola, this man has an agenda.
I think I should best say sir. Anyway,
excuse me. Excuse me.
I like, there's a message there. He said, let's move on. We are moving on.
Let's move on from this outdated cultural institution. I don't think we should actually. I think that we should. No, listen to what he said. He said, let's move on from this outdated cultural institutions.
Let's move on from the topic.
No. Wait, let me say something. I think it's his opinion, yes. But I personally feel that our cultural leanings are our history. They are who we are as a people. Yes, they are what we are. That's what keeps us grounded. I don't think that we should stop it. I just think that governors should at least respect a bit of tradition. Sadly,
so a bit of clarity. What I said, take that line. He said, let's move on. So let's move on. You understand? When it comes to culture and tradition, say we pin.
We have a lot of on Kano related.
Okay, so BT616 says we need to move on because your KBACs are now Christians and born again.
Yeah, you see them.
That's another topic.
That's another topic. I think that a lot of them are deceiving themselves. I'm sorry, but
but let's move. Let's
I'm just saying, anyway. Quickly before we go, there are a few court cases. Kogi Tribunal has upheld Governor Ododo's victory, dismissing the SDP's petition. The tribunal has also affirmed Dueyediri as the Bayelsa governor. Court has also dismissed Phillip Shaibu's suit seeking cancellation of the Edo PDP gubernatorial primaries. What is that? Anyway, quickly before we go, there's one last thing. Even though we don't have a lot of time, there was one last thing I wanted to talk about, and then this is Ajayi Crowther University, an issue where a particular 200 level boy was beaten to death. It was alleged that he was beaten from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. His hair was shaved, and he was beaten until he gave up the ghost the next morning, saying that he stole a phone. It was said that there are a lot of students that have been expelled from the school. About 6 students have been arrested and all that over the death of this young boy. And I hear a lot of people talking about bullying, but I think that this is gone beyond bullying, honestly. First things first, please, who raises these animals as children? I'm sorry. I don't know why and how it's okay.
You don't have to be sorry.
You say someone stole a phone.
You don't have to be sorry.
There's security in the school. Why not hand him over to security? Sorry, sir, before you take your comment, Peterman says the Oni of Ife, the custodian of tradition, and that of the 401 gods of the land, saying Jesus is Lord is probably the greatest tragedy in Yoruba land since Ogun Ijero. The Ijero War.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Ijero War.
I just feel that Tubama Joshaka, Kujoshaka, Tubama Joshoko, Kujoshoko, I will interpret to the people who don't speak Yoruba. If you want to be a Christian, be a Christian. Yeah. If you want to be a traditionalist, be a traditionalist. You cannot do both.
Say that, and then you know why I said that they even deceive themselves is that you see them still do all this traditional.
They still have to do
all these tutus, all these their festivals. You still have to do those things. So. Uncle,
one of the most shocking ones was when a top pastor from outside Nigeria, Nigerian pastor, became a king.
And the sad part is that they actually have to do a lot of all these traditional things to finally become kings. I'm like, let's have it.
But God, it is well.
God day. Anyway, Uncle T wanted to say something before we quickly go.
Sorry.
You wanted to say something about the school.
The school, the school. You said it. Yeah, you used the word animals. I don't know where we're breeding them from, and I do not know why it's on the increase. It's on the rise. But this one is murder
A private university.
This one is murder.
What are we now doing?
You beat somebody till he died, all because of a phone. Now, I ask questions. I always keep asking, so where exactly are the school authorities in all of this when this was happening? What happens to the structures within the schools that we grew up with? I've said it here before, and we've all agreed that the school comprises of the principal, vice principal, teachers, headmasters.
No, this is
a university.
Oh, sorry.
It's a university, so you might not see as many of those structures.
You probably, but they are there. They are there.
Yeah,
For example, Shola said something now, and that where was the security? Couldn't you have handed this thing over to the security?
So
was it you that
that's
said
why,
it?
That's why
so
I said
there's
that.
a structure in
that's
place.
Why I said that.
There's a structure in place.
Because
They don't
in
utilize
beating
those
him
things.
in a particular room
Why?
and all that, there might not be what we call house masters and
so-
all that.
Yeah,
But
true. Let's
shouldn't
move.
you at
But
least?
people,
This
know.
had nothing to do with anybody stealing a phone.
It just-
because
it's not
you-
personal.
You don't beat someone for 6-7 hours and
Just
record
because
it
of-
and say
You
it's-
actually recorded
Abba.
that
And then you shake
But
his
I'm
head.
glad. One thing,
And then shave his
I'm
head.
glad about is that they are not under 18.
Yes, so there have actually 6
They are
people
adults.
They're
have
adults.
been arrested. I'm
They're
happy
adults.
that they're expediting action on this. Sadly, even like they said, this boy is supposed to be a prince in Warri. Sorry, BT616 says allowing a pastor sits on the king. I'm sure that sits on the seat of a king is sad. Phone addiction was recently added to the PD5 mental diagnosis list. It's a problem now.
It's a big problem.
It's
Big problem.
It's a
It
very
is.
big problem.
It is.
Big problem.
It's almost like
It
people
is.
can't even.
We should do an entire program, an entire boomba about phone addiction.
Oh, it's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. BT616 says Dolukwa will definitely have phone withdrawal symptoms if her phone is taken away from her for 48 hours.
Yeah.
You don't even know me
48
like that.
minutes.
So
But she used her phone for the work.
48 minutes.
She used it's a functioning phone, Mr.
At
President.
this point,
She
minutes.
used the phone. Without the phone, sometimes the boom
48 minutes.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
at
sir.
this point, let me
Sorry,
be
sir.
going.
Sorry.
Let's be
Sorry,
going.
man.
I won't support him
Well,
on that.
thank you very
No,
much.
I'm on your
Thank
side,
you very
Dolokpo.
much.
I'm on
God
your
bless
side.
you.
Please.
Anyway,
Let's go before
I've
they
had
start
enough
talking
of
about
the
me too.
insults. I've had enough of the insults today. Thank you. I'll be back
greetings
tomorrow.
now.
I'll be back tomorrow. Whether you like
It's
it or
banter
not.
now.
Whatever you like, you
It's
say.
banter.
I will be back again tomorrow.
Like, comment, share. Please, Ejo.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Thank you.
come on.
God bless you guys.
Bye.